Have you ever heard about the use of eye contact with Aboriginal people, right? And again, remember, exceptions to the rules. The use of eye contact in Aboriginal society is not recognised as being culturally appropriate, right? You don't look people in the eye, right? And that's a sign of respect, right? A sign of respect for your elders, right? So kids won't look people in the eye. Totally the opposite to our society, isn't it? So if they're not going to look you in the eye when you're sitting down talking to them, what do? Quite easy. Don't let me have for sexual harassment. Sit next to them. Problem over and done, isn't it? There you go, mate. Yeah, away you go. The conversation starts. Right? All that stuff about eye contact, gone, disappeared. Simple as that. Right? Hospitals, a lot of nurses have a lot of problems with, particularly our elders as we call them, in hospital when they go to hospital. And our elders won't get into bed. And the nurse will say, come on mate, get into bed. No, I want to get into bed. And they'll get into all sorts of arguments. Right? And the patient won't get into bed. Why? Why won't they get into bed? Come on, here's a question for you. Why?
Too scared.
Scared? Yeah, they are scared. But the bed is facing in the wrong direction. Simple, isn't it? It's facing in the wrong direction. Right? Our beds, right? The head of your bed faces towards where the sun rises. Right? So when the sun rises and goes overhead, the sun's not shining in your eyes and burns your eyes out. One of the things when you go back to your communities, find out what names do they use. Because in New South Wales, we have 3 different names for our Aboriginal groups, right? We have Kooris. Have you all heard of Koori? Right? Have you heard of Gooris? G-O-O-R-I, Gooris. Gooris mainly exist from Newcastle heading up towards the Queensland border. Right? So we have Kooris, Gooris, and what's the other one? Murris. Thank you. Murris, and Murris from basically from Dubbo out west and up into the New England area, right? So ask them. Yeah? What do you like to be called? Would you like to be called Koori, Murray? Not being impolite, that sort of thing. You're not going to get into trouble, but then you'll use that all the time when you're talking to them. Instead of referring to them as Aboriginal people or whatever, you call them a Koori or a Murray or that sort of thing. What part of opening the door? And people say, oh yeah, she just called me a Koori, so she must know a little bit about Aboriginal people, right? Time? Yes? Time? See this thing on your wrist here? Well, I take it off. I'm going to take this off for a second. Just bear with me for 1 second. See this thing? That's our boss. That's our boss. It told you to be here at 9 o'clock this morning, didn't it? It tells you that we're running 15 minutes late, so we're going to have morning tea 15 minutes late, right? But that's your boss. It tells you what to do, right? In Aboriginal society, see this? We put that away. We're the boss of it. We tell it what to do, right? And that's called, and it's been called Aboriginal time or Koori time, right? And that means that it causes it causes some implications for you, right? And again, getting back to that very strict schedule and that very strict time frame that we need to work in and that sort of thing. So if you've got an Aboriginal there and their appointment's at 9 o'clock, they may not turn up till 9:15 or 9:20, but they'll still expect their appointment to be there for them, right? Now that causes all sorts of, as I said, and again, that's something that you need to be aware of. We're working on yes, particularly with our kids today in school to try and overcome that old concept of Koori time, because our world works on this watch, doesn't it? Everything works on that. And kids need to realise today that you know we need to abide by that, the time and that sort of thing, right? But just be aware of it. So as you said, you know, if you ring up and say, oh listen, I'm going out for a home visit, and I'll be there at 9 o'clock, right? You might turn up at the home at 9 o'clock, but they're not there. They're down the shop, or they may be down doing something else, or they may be visiting, right? But when they come home, they'll still be sitting there and they're waiting for you. And you'll probably get the phone call, hey mate, where are you? You're running late. Yeah. I'm sitting here waiting for you. So that can be rather difficult, as I said, to do. I don't have any magic answers or how you deal with that. But I think it just gets back to you and the flexibility that you may be able to put into whatever your agenda is for that day and being able to work around that.
The Aboriginal person that arrived late for an appointment was asked to wait. Would they be offended by that?
They would realise that.
Okay.
They would realise that. And you would even say to them, you know, and then possibly even explain to them, oh, look, I've just got to see this person over here for a couple of minutes, and as soon as I finish with them, then I'll come back and see you. Again, it's just very simple. Over and done within a couple of seconds and that sort of thing. And they won't mind sitting around and having to wait and that sort of thing for it. I said, some days you may not even be able to do it, right? You turn up and no one's there and you've got a complete workload, and they ring up and say, hey mate, I'm still sitting here waiting for you. You can say, oh listen, I'm sorry, but I went out there and you wasn't home, and I've got a really, really heavy schedule today and I've got heaps of people to see. Would you mind if I come around tomorrow morning? Right? And that sort of thing. So I said, there's no need to try and rearrange all your organisation and that sort. But I said, an explanation of what the situation is. And then I said, people will accept that. Language is a very important factor, right? The use of jargon. Keep our language very short, simple, right? The more jargon that you use, jargon is the biggest barrier to effective communication that you could ever see, right? So you avoid all that jargon and you keep it fairly simple, very straightforward on what you're talking about, that sort of thing. Sometimes when you're talking to Aboriginal people, you'll just get what sort of answer will you get? Yep. No. Yeah. No. Okay? And you've got to try and work out what that means sometimes, don't you? You've got to become sort of a bit of a skillful interpreter to work out what that means. You know, in Aboriginal society, our most important form of communication, in Aboriginal society, the most important form of communication is the silent language. Right? You heard the old cliche, silence is golden. In the Aboriginal society it is. And they are very skillful interpreters, and they will sit there and watch you through your facial gestures, through your body language, right? And they will read that. And that will be more important to your patient and that development of that relationship and that rapport than anything that you can say. Reassurance for your patients, you know. And again, don't open me up for sexual assault. Tap on the shoulder, yeah, look, you'll be right, mate. That sort of stuff is worth more than words will ever be able to say. With the patient, right, we tend to use a very direct questioning technique, don't you, right? Righto, and you'll fire off the questions and you'll accept an answer and you'll fire off the next one and another answer. So I call it the machine gun sort of thing, right? So you'll fire the question off and you'll expect the answer. That is totally foreign concept for us, right? Direct questioning in Aboriginal society doesn't exist. When they want to ask a question, instead of asking a question, we'll probably say, make a statement and put A on the end of it, right? Instead of saying, is it a nice day outside? I will probably say to you in the question form, nice day outside, eh? Right? Can you see the difference? How is it in Aboriginal society? We get in a circle. We'll take you on a journey. You'll ask us a question, right? And instead of getting a direct answer, we'll take you on tell you a bit of a story about it, right? Now you've got to find time, and you'll be sitting there tapping your fingers and thing, and they're watching your body language, right? That sort of thing. And so yeah. So again, you've got to find that time for when they take you on the journey, because that's one of the rude things, to interrupt someone when they're doing that, right? You sit there and you let them take you on that journey. Eventually they will get there. But I said, instead of something that's going to take 5 minutes, it may take you 20 minutes, right? Or whatever to get there. But they will eventually get there. When you go to an Aboriginal home and you say, oh, well, I'm going out to see Bill or Joe or Jean or whatever it is, when you arrive there, you may not have one set of eyes on you. You may have a dozen sets of eyes on you, right? Now, don't be scared of that. Don't be scared of that, folks. Embrace it. That's a beautiful thing. And it's a beautiful thing for you too, because if you've got that family on side, you don't have one person on side, you can have 20 people on side with you, right? That's there as support people for you, right? Usually when we're in that situation, we want someone to be the spokesperson, right? Who's going to answer the questions or who's going to sign the forms. It does create some of those legal sorts of implications about who's going to sign the consent forms or any forms that need to be signed and that sort of thing. But usually when you get into that situation, particularly in the home or even in the hospital situation, you'll have the extended family there. Now each member of that extended family has equal responsibilities towards that person, right? Everyone has equal responsibilities, right? So we don't single people out. Not like now when you go to the hospital and say, are you a member of the immediate family or whatever the case may be? No, that doesn't exist in our society, right? Everyone has equal responsibilities. Everyone has the equal right to ask questions, right? And expect an answer back, to be treated as an equal partner within that family relationship. But again, you will just say to the family, look, who do I see about getting this signed? They will nominate someone and you just go from there. Family for us, like in any society, is the most important thing, folks. And we will do anything that we can to help any of our family members. I might leave it there if you don't have any more questions.